Welcome to Cloudcast, where you get an inside look at St. Cloud, Florida's local government. Whether you live, work, or play here, we're bringing you the information you need to better understand your city. Cloudcast is hosted by our communications team, including Miriam Batchelder, Andrew Sullivan, Deborah Carson, and Jay B. Miller. Thanks for listening in to Cloudcast.
Well, welcome back to another edition of Cloudcast. Thanks for joining us today. We have with us Erin Jenks from Parks and Recreation. And Erin, you are here to talk about what is, for some, their favorite event that our Parks and Recreation Department does throughout the year. That's high praise because we've got a lot of great events that you guys stage for us every year. But this one, when we're getting questions on social media, months in advance, when's Trail of Terror, what's the theme going to be, people really look forward to this. So it is that season again. Trail of Terror is coming up. So talk to us a little bit about what you have planned this year.
Yes, so we've been working all summer long getting ready for this. Our theme this year is ripped from the silver screen. So we're touching on a lot of those classic horror films and some of the new ones. And, I think we're having about 17 different scenes to go through this year, which is enormous for us. It's one of our biggest ones. It's the 14th year we've been doing this, so we're really excited. Lots and lots of scary stuff happening at Bighorn right now. So if you're trying to visit the park, you might not want to do that in the daytime. Come at night. That's when it's going to be the best.
I got you. So how scary is this thing? I mean, is it kid? We could ask a lot. Is it kid friendly? And I'm a big chicken. I'll say right now, I don't like scary movies. I'm way too soft for that. A lot of people love them. I have gone to Trail of Terror a few years, had a blast. You guys do a great job with it. But talk to us a little bit about kind of what some of the elements are and what people can expect if they've never been.
Yeah, so if you've never been, obviously it is a haunted house. There's several different scenes you're walking through. You are in nature, in the dark, so people just get freaked out being outside in the woods at night, which is an added bonus for us. But we do have, all those classic scary faces. We're trying to scare you. I wouldn't say bring your small children. They will leave crying and maybe traumatized. But we definitely want everybody to have a good time. We remind everybody when they are coming into the event that, hey, this is staff and volunteers that are working here. Nobody's going to touch you, so please don't touch them. We want to make sure we get our little safety spiel out to all of them so that everybody enjoys it and has a good time and, nobody is hurt along the way. Because some people, when they get scared, they don't really have control of their hands very well, and they can make bad choices. So we want to make sure, even the toughest guys get scared when we do our job right.
We need cameras out there to capture some of this, right?
Yeah.
So can you give us a sneak preview of what some of this year's is going to look like?
Sure.
Without giving away trade secrets.
Of course. So like I said, with it being ripped from the silver screen in our horror movies, we're visiting some of the classics. We have Freddy, Jason, and Mike Myers. You can't do Halloween without the king of Halloween, Mike Myers. And then, of course, we've got some new films that we're going to play around with, A Quiet Place. And then we've got the revamp of the classic Beetlejuice. So that's a big one for us this year.
So people coming through, they can have the opportunity to pick up some merchandise, city-branded, Trail of Terror branded stuff. What kind of things do you have available?
Yes, so we have, obviously, the current year of Trail of Terror shirt. We also have some from last year. If you didn't get your shirt last year,
retro,
you definitely,
yeah.
Yes. Those are collector items now. And then obviously our new shirt this year, I think we might have some other little trinkets. We had the red devil horns for people to get. So some fun.
You had a toothpick holder, I think, that you were selling?
Toothpick holder, yep.
So for people who haven't been out there, you called it a haunted house, but this is not inside. You are, like you mentioned, you're out in nature, you're in the woods. It's very dark out there, which automatically is a little creepy. And then you know that there's all kind of creepy things hiding in these woods waiting for you. And I know a lot of production goes into this on the back end with our sound effects and our lighting and stuff. Mm-hmm. Can you talk, and that's all done primarily with city staff. Yes. Can you talk a little bit about some of the behind the scenes work that goes into making this a success with your team and with the effects?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So we did a lot of upgrades this year as well. That's another reason why we're able to go so much bigger is we've run different electric outlets in areas that didn't normally have power, so we're able to expand, as well as the speaker wires, so we can have our sound crew that's out there every year with us, making it a full effects for everyone. So it's not just like walking through the woods. There's those creepy noises to give you a little chill too.
And we're talking about our sound crew. We're sitting here with our sound crew. Jay B. Miller from the city
Jay's amazing.
Is a audio wizard. He makes most of this magic happen behind the scenes with I know he works with Erin and her team on, what creepy sound effects do you want and what are these scenes, and together with their creative minds and his technical genius really pull off some magic out there.
So when you go through the event and you wake up in a cold sweat later that night, it's all thanks to Jay.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. Yeah, it's fun to
thanks to him for producing our podcast also. Far less scary, we hope.
Yeah, it's always fun to give him that shopping list. I'm going to need some howling, some alien chittering, all kinds of great noises.
That's a good punch list.
And he does it bad and eye, so yeah.
So Mary Emma was mentioning, this is outdoors. So if we experience some of our fun Florida weather, what are the policies for the event in case we get some rain?
So we've had years where we've had light rain, and we just drive on. So if it's just like a little misty rain, not the theatrical hurricane type weather, we'll drive on. Now, if it's a downpour, we're calling it for the night for sure. But we do try to put that notification out in advance if we know it's just bad news when there's no way we can pull it off, because we have a lot of equipment out there that we have to make sure stays protected as well as our guests. We don't want anybody getting hurt.
Yeah.
So we will call it if we do feel it's unsafe. But if it's just a little bit misty out, we'll drive through. We'll keep going with it.
We'll just say it adds to the fun if it's just a light mist.
Yeah.
Because, stormy nights are always scarier in the movies.
Exactly.
Right? So what's the cost for this?
So the cost is $10 per person. Per visit. We have people who will, go 2 or 3 times a night as well. You can buy them online, which I highly recommend. That's a pro tip, is to buy those tickets online, because we do have 2 queues for entrance. We have those tickets who've prepaid. They always have a shorter line because they have a time frame assigned to it, kind of like a fast pass at one of the parks.
Smart.
So if you buy those tickets online and your appointment time is 9 o'clock, you're going to get in a lot faster at 9 o'clock. Whereas if you're standing in the line at the gate, your wait is a little bit longer. But we do amazing things when it comes to pushing that line through.
All right. So pro tip, you heard it. Buy your tickets online. You'll get an assigned time slot, and you are St. Cloud Fast Passed into Trail of Terror.
Yes, definitely. And those tickets, like I said, are $10. And the website is on our stcloudfl.gov.
Yes. So to buy these tickets, it's webtrack.stcloudfl.gov, and from there you can see the link for the special event for Trail of Terror and select your time slot. It will show if certain time slots are sold out.
Correct.
And you can select your time slot, buy your tickets, and get fast passed when you get there.
Yes.
If you don't like to plan in advance, you can show up, get in the queue, pay there, get in the queue. We'll get you through. But as Erin said, pro tip, buy them online, and it'll be a much shorter wait.
And definitely recommend following City on social media, just in case there are any of those day of kind of notifications. It's a way to stay informed on that as well.
Yeah, and when you're buying those tickets, you can't buy them day of. You have to buy them a day in advance. So I don't want people to think you could stand in line and be like, oh, I'm just going to buy my ticket right now. It's not going to work. You have to buy them a day in advance.
All right, so plan in advance, get your friends, rally around, see who's brave enough to come out to Trail of Terror, ripped from the screens?
Silver screens.
Ripped from the silver screens. Hope to see you out there, and we will guarantee that we'll scare you and hopefully give you a good time as well. Erin, thanks for joining us today on Cloudcast. We'll hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition of Cloudcast. Don't forget to like, follow, rate, and review, and we'll see you next time on Cloudcast.